Hey guys, time for weekly weird news.
Before we get into the new weird news, here's your daily reminder that this channel is fucking canceled. Specifically, in just a few weeks, we are not going to be uploading new content to this channel ever again because we're shedding our corporate chains and job security to go independent with our new venture, Internet Today. And we're actually already putting new videos over there as well. Already this week in Weird News, we've talked about that breakdancing FBI agent who accidentally shot someone while doing a backflip, a woman arrested for drunk driving while riding a horse, and a guy in Virginia taking an armored personnel carrier out for a little joyride.
Yeah, now that's all over on our new channel, Internet Today. So if you haven't already, go click the link down in the description below to head over there, smash that subscribe button, smash the bell, and by the time this channel is officially dead and buried, you won't even notice that anything's even changed. In fact, there's more content now. My sunken in eyes prove it. And the fact that I forgot a jacket, now I have to wear this thing on my shirt, which looks weird, but don't focus on it. Let's get into the news. YouTube pranksters, believe it or not, still a thing. And there's still awful people who are making the world worse, one social experiment at a time. In our first example of this, because there are multiple, we have Arab Andy, a YouTuber and Twitch streamer of the IRL variety, whose entire gimmick is just walking around in public with his phone and a big speaker and letting his viewers trigger text-to-speech or various annoying sounds with donations.
Clever. And it's not a particularly unique gimmick. A ton of people do it for some reason, but Arab Andy, real name Jamal Haraz, makes it his own by basically selling out his entire ethnicity with sounds and messages indicating that he's a terrorist, and in general just making everyone he encounters while streaming regret that they're in his presence. His entire gimmick is trying to get people to think that he's a terrorist, and even the king of IRL idiocy, Ice Poseidon, has warned Arab Andy that this shit is going to eventually get him in serious trouble. You can guess where this is going, right? While Arab Andy's live streaming pranks usually just make the people nearby uncomfortable, his latest caused a full-on terrorism scare at the University of Washington. Whoops.
Gotcha. According to police, around 5 p.m., a man walked into a classroom at Savory Hall on the University of Washington campus, filming with a phone in his hand, and yeah, he asked for everyone's attention, as these IRL streamers do, and played a recorded message emitted from a speaker on his jacket, which announced something to the effect of, "The C4 is charged," and the countdown then began. People ran from the room and activated the fire alarm on their way out. So, would you think that this was a prank?
They don't, no.
First course of action.
That's just incitement.
Yeah. First course of action, I'd be like, well, even if this is a prank, I'm gonna make sure that I'm safe just in case it's not.
Yeah. So a comment on the Reddit shithole known as r/livestreamfail.
I mean, I love livestream fail. So.
It's really, have you been there lately?
A bit.
It's taken a bit of a turn. Because it's all these IRL streamers come in, they even ruin the subreddit.
Yeah, it's not really, it's gotten a lot less of the fail variety and more of just highlighting stuff that certain streamers do.
It's just like the drama alerts.
But there's a couple gems in there every week, I don't know.
Anyway, a comment on the post for this on Livestream Fail by someone claiming to have been in the room when this happened paints a more detailed picture. Here's what they wrote. I was in the room when this occurred. I am in the light blue shirt on the right side and I dive out when people started moving. The context here makes it look less real and intense than it was in person because he entered the doorway and lingered in a very nervous and creepy way. He looked very uncomfortable at first. When he was asked if he was in the right place by Jerry, the faculty to his right, he said, "I think so," and smiled. Then the TTS, text-to-speech, went off. Honestly, it seemed like it was probably a prank as we were running, but you don't really take chances.
No.
His demeanor made it more real too. Plus, considering he had an oddly large backpack, a phone in hand, and electronics on the front of his body, the circular speaker for the TTS, the people who saw him directly were the ones scared shitless for the most part. The people in the back and in the kitchen, the doorway through the back right, were much slower to run because it just sounded like a weird announcement. Yeah,
you could kind of side with them wondering why this person is, okay, obviously he's gonna feel awkward because he's doing some kind of weird prank thing, so he's probably nervous about that, but he's gonna do it anyway for the damn views. But he's head to toe with electronics because he's doing IRL streams. He probably has a streamer backpack and all this stuff going on, so yeah, it probably looked real bad.
Also, your average person, like they
don't know what's going on.
The online communities are way too, like,
aware of themselves and not that other people don't know about it?
I guarantee you, like, the average person, if you go out on the street and you ask 10 people if they know what IRL streaming is,
I mean, like,
0 to 1.
You mean like that Chatterbait website, right?
Like that, but outdoors.
Don't tell the wife about the tokens is what they'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, this is just a completely foreign concept to most people.
Yeah. Anyways, he then left the campus. Police caught up with him nearby, though, while he was still streaming, and approached him the way that you'd expect cops to approach a potential terrorist, with their guns drawn and not being really in the mood for jokes. During the exchange with police, Arab Andy seems genuinely annoyed and confused about why this is even happening, asking the cop what he's doing and to put his gun away. While the cop then makes him take off his backpack and lay on the ground, Andy tells the cop, "I didn't do nothing. That was TTS. That was a donation." As if the cop knew what the fuck any of that meant.
Oh, it was TTS?
Oh, I get it.
Oh, look, it's Arab Andy from Twitch. The thing that I, a 40-year-old police officer, am fully aware of.
Can I have your autograph?
So, of course, he was arrested with his bail set at $75,000, and he now faces a potential sentence of 10 years in prison for making a bomb threat, all in exchange for $4.20 that a viewer donated to play that bomb countdown sound effect.
420 blaze it.
Good job, idiot. At the time of his arrest, Arab Andy only had around 5,000 YouTube subscribers, though that number has since gone up to 8,000.
Nearly doubled.
But it's still not nearly enough to really be able to leverage any sort of real fame to help things go away. A GoFundMe account was set up to help pay for his legal costs with a goal of just $7,500. It's only managed to gin up a tiny fraction of that in nearly a week, so Arab Andy might truly end up ruined by this situation, and nothing of value would be lost.
Or will he? Or will he? Now, you see, it turns out there's actually legal precedent in Washington state that protects bomb threats as free speech. Sort of. A previous state Supreme Court ruling states the bomb threat statute must be limited to apply only to true threats. The statute reaches a substantial amount of protected free speech, including threats made in jest. Of course, that's probably referring to incidents where the people hearing the bomb threat have no reason to believe the threat is anything but a joke, but yeah, that's not really the case when a dude who nobody knows, has nothing to do with this class or anything, walks into a room strapped with a bunch of electronics and starts a bomb countdown. But that's pretty much the only defense he has now, and this whole dumb incident has the possibility of going to the Washington State Supreme Court because of it. YouTube was a mistake.
But this kind of behavior, it's viral. Like, it's a disease, and that disease has been spreading for years. Doing this kind of dumb prank shit is seen by many aspiring YouTubers as a way to attract controversy and attention, and by extension, subscribers and money. Last week over in Orlando, Florida, at Disney's Contemporary Resort, a dude named Dillian Birch got wasted and came up with a surefire recipe for viral video success. He was gonna go around telling other resort guests that there was an active shooter situation happening. Boom. It's a social experiment.
Remember when pranks were pranks?
I know! I know!
This isn't a prank, this is inciting a potentially like a riot situation.
Yes.
It's very dangerous.
Like, I feel like I learned about what incitement was in like 8th grade, learning about like the Constitution, about what like the First Amendment meant. And they're like, well, like, teacher, does that mean you can say anything? They're like, no, there's been Supreme Court cases where they clearly outline that you can't just go into a movie theater and say, there's a fire. Oh, okay, I'm 10 years old and I understand that fully.
I just don't understand, like, I know that people are stupid. This guy's 22 though, he's outside the realm of what you would consider a dumb teenager just making rash decisions based off of hormones or something. Like, I just don't get it. It's upsetting. It's very upsetting that this is considered a prank when it's not. There's nothing funny about it.
To you?
I guess, I mean, there's a lot of edge words out there.
I don't know.
Anyways, the story goes that the 22-year-old Arizona man was described as highly intoxicated and began his prank by running up to people waiting outside the resort at a shuttle bus stop, telling them there was an active shooter situation inside the resort. Then later took his prank onto the resort's beach area, harassing guests there. In each case, he did clarify that it was a social experiment after scaring the shit out of people, but, you know, it's a terrible prank given the very real dangers of such events nowadays. Also, it's not really a social experiment either.
You're seeing people's reactions.
Yeah.
It's just like all the great psychiatrists of the 20th century.
Yeah, they would just go unregulated into the public sphere and shout things to see what the reaction was.
This experiment, do you have a control group? No, what's that?
Oh,
do you have a hypothesis?
Do you even own the property, or did you get the rights from Disney to do this, to conduct this experiment? What was your hypothesis at the beginning of this? Did you think that people would get very angry at you and you would get possibly arrested, or someone might get hurt because they're frantically trying to escape from what you describe as a active shooter situation?
Yeah.
Well, actually, I was just really drunk. Cool, so you're not actually doing an experiment at all, you're just a dick.
So this dude, he was so drunk and stupid that he even tried the social experiment on hotel employees.
Mickey Mouse rips his head off and leaves?
At one point, he bragged about it to the woman at the hotel's front desk.
Hey, you wanna hear something cool?
So, yeah. So of course the hotel manager showed up quickly and confronted him about it. Dillian then claimed that the whole thing was for a school project to study people's reactions to finding out an emergency situation is happening.
What fucking school? You're 22.
School of Hard Knocks, baby.
Yeah. Well, you're not going for your doctorate.
I think that might have just been like when you get caught filming in LA and they're like, it's for my film club.
I mean, yeah, but that's to a lesser degree, sure. But this guy is like, okay, first of all, what school wants you to do this? And second of all, I guarantee you he answered with the University of Phoenix Online.
So yeah, the manager confronted him and he's like, yeah, you're not allowed to do that on hotel property.
Oh, you think?
Also, the police are on your way. We've gotten a lot of complaints. So Dillian here, he ran outside and hid inside of a bush. But his hiding skills were about as good as his pranking skills.
Yeah.
Not very. So he was arrested for disturbing the peace and disorderly intoxication. And he spent 3 days in jail and has been banned from Walt Disney World.
The thing is,
the greatest punishment of all.
You don't want to commit a crime on Walt Disney World property because it is its own city. You cannot escape.
You can't.
And there's only certain exits. You can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
He would have to run miles to even get off the property. It's crazy.
Yeah.
He really did a number on the state.
It's a big piece of Florida to get banned from.
Yeah, and yet another example of this sort of obviously stupid behavior. A few weeks back over in Maryland, some seniors at Bowie High School, home of the Bulldogs, carried out their version of the senior prank, which is usually shit like filling the fountain with soap or something like that. But in this case, was an active school shooter prank. Because kids these days, as we've said, have no fucking idea what a prank even is. Anyway, basically, a bunch of seniors wearing dark clothing and black masks rushed into a hallway shooting squirt guns filled with vinegar at people and tossing lit fireworks. Oh, fucking Christ.
Hooray!
Bravo! Can't wait to check out your act on tour. If you're touring the, jails or whatever in the future, probably. I can't. The thought process. Like, I would.
I don't think there was much of a thought process.
I know, but just to be a fly on the wall during the planning of this prank where no one spoke up and thought it was a bad idea would be like getting access to the boardroom where they decided the Joker movie was a good idea.
Yeah.
The both are interesting for different reasons, but still just fascinating to behold, I'm sure. Anyways, this all went down just 3 days before the most recent actual school shooting in Texas, by the way. So, and obviously just after the one in Parkland.
Yeah.
And we got
bad. 2 big ones. Let's squeeze a fake one in there for no fucking reason.
It'll really lighten everyone up. We gotta man, the mood in this country is just maybe crack a few jokes.
What's wrong, Snowflake? You triggered?
Yeah.
Anyways, by most accounts, all the witnesses that were in the immediate area of the prank knew pretty quickly that it was a prank since these were squirt guns.
Yeah.
And a lot of people knew about the prank in advance through the old gossip grapevine.
Yeah.
But given the very real fear among high school students about school shootings and the fact that people not close to the scene only really heard screaming and running and fireworks, this was pretty fucking stupid. And also, in poor taste.
Hey, for their sake, thank goodness there wasn't a good guy with a gun nearby.
That's a good point. Anyway, in all these examples so far today, the perpetrators seem to have no understanding of people's very legitimate fears of shootings and terrorism and seem to just think, well, I know I'm not an actual terrorist, and I know that none of this is real, so why would anybody else think that?
It's pretty much narcissism because you assume that everyone around you knows everything about you and what your intentions are.
But there's some cognitive dissonance there because they're also hoping for a real reaction. The whole thing is idiotic, and you need to cut it out.
Yeah, stop it.
Stop.
Don't do it. Like, what? I want to imagine, like, how, like, when you think of a prank like this, how you assume it's going to benefit your life in any way down the road. How about you just don't do it? the chances are, like, imagine if it was like a hit. Everyone's like, wow, bravo, great prank.
They did it.
Like, a week later, they're gonna be like, they won't even remember, so it's fine. That's the best case scenario.
Well, I don't know. Some people, they really the only period of their life that matters at all is those 4 years in high school.
You got to impress everyone in high school because when those people in high school go on to get great careers and they need a car, they're gonna know that they go down to the Ford dealership and find you. You're gonna give them the best deal.
Yeah. Man, you were a fucking legend.
Dude, yeah, you were fucking hilarious. Anyways, sticker price? Not buying it. Tell me what the real price is. Anyways, a guy stole a fucking tank this week and drove it around in Richmond, Virginia. It wasn't really a tank, but whatever. That was still less stupid than faking an act of terror. Oh yeah, update on the tank guy, by the way. Again, sorry, armored personnel carrier. Turns out he's actually a first lieutenant in the National Guard who has served for 11 years, including one tour in Afghanistan. And he was driving the APC during a training exercise when he, for whatever reason, just drove off with it. A prank, most likely. No. Okay, it looks like one reason is drugs because one of his multiple charges is driving under the influence of drugs. So that helps a bit in explaining why the hell this happened. So there you go.
Yeah. Also probably some mental health issues.
Yeah,
if I had to guess. Yeah. But anyways, the perp, Joshua Yabbitt, he was actually tweeting while on his APC joyride, and it gives some insight into his state of mind while this was happening. Let's take a look. At 3:25 p.m. he tweeted, thinking about putting my packet in, to be honest, which is basically Army lingo for when an officer resigns from his job. You put in your papers.
Yeah.
So he's thinking about leaving the National Guard. Okay, we're still on a rational train of thought here.
Yeah.
Later at 7:31, tweeted out a picture of the interior of the APC. Moments later, he tweeted, man, am I thirsty. 2 minutes later, he tweeted, switching to a single channel plain text. This is Sovereign 6 actual. Any station on this net, do you read me? Maybe that's some sort of insider Army joke, I don't know. But then 1 minute after that, he wrote, where's this damn water buffalo? Which sounds like utter drugged out nonsense, but apparently it refers to these water tanks that are towed by cars. They use them for hydration in the Army, so that's another reference to him being thirsty.
Yeah.
But it sounds like he got real thirsty.
Yeah, maybe he was on meth. Did they say what drug he was on?
I don't know. No.
Anyway, according to the news reports, he drove the vehicle off the base just before 8 p.m. and sure enough, right around that time, he tweeted this photo of himself in the APC throwing up the West Side hand sign with the caption, Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with, boy! And moments later, he posted a video from inside the cockpit showing him driving. He then spent the next 2 hours with his eyes on the road because distracted driving would be irresponsible. So in conclusion, it looks like a combination of drugs, maybe a dash of mental illness, and a desire to leave the National Guard resulted in Josh Yabbitt here deciding to quit his job in a very spectacular fashion. Unfortunately though, he's now facing a slew of criminal charges, but perhaps it was all worth it.
Yeah. I mean, like, not many people get the opportunity to drive an armored military vehicle through the streets of an unsuspecting town.
And he's already used to sleeping on cots and not being able to do whatever he wants to do all day, so jail will probably be fine.
Yeah. It'll surely help him kick that meth addiction.
Yeah, you gotta do it. Unless you do the, the prison wallet.
Ooh, the old prison wallet. Mm-hmm. The old brown wallet.
It's the one that you sew when you're free time. No.
Moving on though, we talk about serial poopers a lot on this show, not because we like it, but because for some reason it's a thing that keeps happening all across the world.
Yeah. And copycat poopers.
This latest example isn't particularly unique, aside from the fact that a witness managed to snap a photo of the pooper in the act. Finally. And it is just one of the best things we have ever seen. This man right here seen squatting with his pants down while looking directly into the camera with almost no emotion.
Did not break eye contact? No, it's okay, cool.
That's Andrew Douglas McIntosh, and he's actually a pretty high-ranking executive at an Australian nursing home company, which proves that serial pooping has nothing to do with social class.
In fact, most of the serial poopers we've found seem to be doing pretty well in life.
Yeah, they're doing so well that they think they're untouchable.
Or they're just bored.
Yeah, that's
because being like an executive of a senior home and being the superintendent of a school, or being like what was that one lady? She was a jogger, but I'm sure she was doing something else. But like, it gets boring. Spice up your life with a little public shitting.
A little danger poo.
Yeah,
it's exciting.
Anyways, he doesn't have that job anymore because he just got outed as the guy who repeatedly is shitting outside of a Brisbane apartment complex. And not only does he have the shame of his name being tied to this kind of behavior, he has this goddamn picture forever embedded onto the internet. A picture of him literally taking a shit on the sidewalk. So there's also, you know, criminal penalties for this. But the existence of this photo is enough to show any wannabe public defecators that shitting outdoors just isn't worth it. Unless you're hiking for days or something and you bring a shovel.
Bury it.
Yeah, go off the trail like 50 feet or more, bury it.
Yeah.
And then it's fine. If you want to shit outdoors, do it the right way. Get a little exercise, a little sun, and take a crap.
Yeah.
It's great. When I did the Appalachian Trail, very liberating, pooping in public.
Yeah, feels good.
It's fun.
Feels good, man.
Yeah. Feels good, man.
Anyways, one last thing before the headlines. This episode is apparently sponsored for some reason.
Yeah.
And this week's sponsor is ADT.
You got someone trying to pull a prank on your house? Not anymore.
Yeah, shine the lights on. Is your home an ADT home? Get ADT and help protect against break-ins, fire, and carbon monoxide. For a limited time, get ADT's lowest rate starting at just $28.99 a month from the most trusted name in home security. That's just $1 a day. ADT is the first security company to keep you safe at home and while you're on the go with the new ADT Go app, which also offers a family locator, private messaging, automatic check-ins, and safe driving reports. It even includes an SOS button with 24/7 emergency response, and you get ADT Go with the purchase of any security system. Go to ADT.com/podcast to take advantage of ADT's lowest rate. ADT, test it, trust it, prove it. And here's the fine print. With 36-month monitoring contract, early termination and installation fees apply, excludes taxes and fees, applies to traditional services only, certain markets excluded, licenses available at ADT.com.
Nice. Very nice. They should have like a thing in Australia should be $1 a day. Is the service worth it? Well, it's just $1 a day. $1 a day. Oh, let's get into these headlines though, because there's some doozies in here. Listen to this one. Dennis Rodman will be in Singapore for Trump-Kim summit. And who didn't see this coming?
I know, it's like, this is so ridiculous and stupid, but I honestly think
if it didn't happen this way, I'd be more surprised.
Yeah, like the situation is so bad, this might actually be better. Like, at least you'll have a guy nearby who's gonna be like, come on, guys, I like both of you.
He plays both sides of the court.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guys, like, calm down, calm down, calm down.
He's the one thing linking Donald Trump and Kim Jong-un.
And he was on The Apprentice, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was on The Apprentice, and he visits his boy Un all the time. He said that he, last year, for Kim Jong-un's birthday, he bought him a copy of The Art of the Deal. He gave it to him. He's like, here, read this. You'll understand Trump a lot better. And he said, like, Un was like, okay.
That's when all the threats of nuclear activity started coming in. He's like, oh, I get it now.
I understand.
Gotta put pressure on him.
I understand.
All I wanted was a meeting. I learned in the book that you have to threaten people to get meetings.
I mean, there might be something to that.
Well.
Anyways,
yeah, I think it's a good thing. The whole thing is stupid.
He's
and
calling
ridiculous.
it basketball diplomacy.
Yeah. Give that man the Nobel Prize. Wouldn't it be, it would just be like, obviously it would be terrible in actuality, as most things are, but wouldn't it be just so sweet if, for whatever reason, they gave the Nobel Peace Prize to Dennis Rodman instead of Donald Trump for this? And just to see Donald Trump's reaction, because he'd be like, you know what? No, fuck it. We're going to war.
Yeah.
That would be the thing.
That would be very
the
upsetting
tipping point.
to him, yeah. He's worked so hard tweeting at Kim Jong-un this last year. It would be just like unfair if they gave it to Dennis Rodman. Speaking of our government, Scott Pruitt used EPA staff to try to get his wife a Chick-fil-A job.
Yeah. Yeah.
The best people. And it didn't even work.
No, it didn't, no. She was trying to get like a franchise or something, right?
Yeah, well his whole reasoning behind it, he's like, oh, we had to get a house in DC, and we also have the house at home. Now it's all too expensive. So the wife's got to get a job, but when I say job, I mean just like let
owning
me
something,
buy a Chick-fil-A franchise and just use it as like a nest egg.
You know, he also like, I was looking up this story, and apparently he also like requested to buy a mattress from one of the Trump hotels because he like enjoyed staying there so much or something. I don't know. Maybe that's fake news, but this definitely isn't.
I mean, this guy's done a bunch of other weird shit.
Wait, the guy's very weird.
He's very shady.
He's sleeping on someone's couch in DC, basically.
Yeah, he's like
Airbnb-ing someone's.
Yeah, he's Airbnb-ing, but he's Airbnb-ing from a house owned by a lobbyist. And he's paying something like $20 a week or something.
Yeah,
like
something
way
like
too low.
ridiculous.
So they're like, okay,
I legally have to charge you something.
What are you getting in exchange for this?
Yeah. He also like refuses to fly in coach.
Yeah. People yell at me.
People bother me.
Just the worst.
Yeah. Now he's trying to ruin Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
I mean, they've done a good job trying to ruin themselves over the years for various things, but the chicken's good, undeniable.
Very good.
Yeah.
It's a tasty meal at Chick-fil-A. They got all those sauces.
Yeah.
You can go there.
Buffalo sauce, delicious.
You can go there every meal of the day and try a different sauce.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't.
No.
You'll die.
8th graders got an unexpected graduation gift. Bulletproof shields for high school.
Now you're all ready to go. This is not normal.
Was this a prank?
No, this is like an actual company that makes these like backpack Kevlar plates that you put in there.
But heavy, it's gonna be back damage.
Kevlar's not that heavy.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Remember my backpack?
Right.
Oh, get out of
Yeah,
here.
no, I mean, yeah, my backpack ruined my back. Like, I'd probably have way better posture today.
They had it right back in the 50s. You just tie a belt to your books.
Yeah.
The kids these days, they have too much shit.
And you put your lunch in a napkin and tie it to a stick.
Yeah.
And then you go jump on the train.
Take the train to school.
Yeah, the cargo train.
Exactly. But now kids these days, they got their CD players with the no skip technology.
Yeah.
They got to carry around. They got their Pogs and their Pokemon decks.
Yeah.
They got too much stuff to carry around. Just get a belt and put your books inside of it, and you'll be good to go.
Yeah.
And then use the books to stop the bullets.
That's right.
There was also that thing that popped up about like the rhyme in kindergarten that they had to sing about an active shooter drill. But like, I haven't seen if that's like someone did that and it's
No,
fake.
it's real.
Yeah,
it's real.
sad.
America! But hey, we're not the only weird ones because everyone's crazy and we're all gonna die. Israel responds with Mean Girls gif after Iran's Ayatollah Khomeini's nuclear threats. We're a fun country.
The world has turned into a meme.
Yeah, it's bad.
It just boggles the mind that Twitter, I still think it's better than Facebook.
It is.
But Twitter allows...
They're both together the downfall of society.
Yeah, Twitter is the perfect place for a very noticeable lack of nuance in anything. Instead, they make it very easy to just do a pre-made clapback by searching in a term in the GIF or the GIF.
And the replies to this, they're like, "Oh man, Israel's so savage."
Ooh, it's like when that drug company was like, "It doesn't cause racism," and everyone's like, "Oh,
yeah,
damn!" And
I love pharma companies.
They animate a GIF of the guy like, "Oh," like, jeez, like fucking. If you're gonna do it right, do it like Wendy's and actually come up with some sick burns. Don't just like post a meme.
Wendy's crosses the threshold into like legitimate art.
Yeah.
This is just bad.
Syria's Assad tells Trump, "What you say is what you are," after being called animal by US president.
The world's run by children.
No, you. This is just the no you meme.
No you.
I know you are, but what am I? I know you are, but what am I? I know you are, but what am I?
Want to settle this outside? We should just have all the world's leaders fight each other physically. I mean, Putin would win, and then we'd be in way worse shape.
Yeah.
But
Justin Trudeau would hold his own, though.
yeah, Trudeau, he's pretty good at the MMA.
Yeah, why are we doing the YouTube fight? We should do the world leader fight.
Yeah.
Because, like, we got our own Jake Paul, Donald Trump, or Logan Paul, whatever one's fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and it would make a lot of money.
It would.
Save the world monetarily.
It would be
pay-per-view.
It would be great for ratings.
Yeah, very good for ratings. Yeah.
Lost in translation. Russian family mistook Soviet criminal code for Quran for generations. So I'm not totally clear on this, but they're like Muslims, but I don't think they actually understood Arabic. And back during like the Communist Revolution, they sent out the criminal code to everyone to be like, these are the new rules. So these people got one written in Arabic.
In comparison to like Christianity, these would be like the 10 Commandments to them.
Well, no, this was like the Soviet criminal code, but it was written in Arabic and it was passed down through the generations, and at some point they just assumed like, oh, it's written in Arabic, it must be the Quran. They've like kept it in a safe place and like prayed over it, but it turns out it's just like,
what's the criminal code? I'm confused.
Like the laws.
That's what I thought. That's why I was comparing it to like maybe the 10 Commandments or something.
Well, it's the 10 Commandments of the country.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they just thought it was like, hey, this is what Allah says. Don't do this.
It looks like a Quran, so it must be.
Yeah. Allah is like, don't use radio communications with the enemy.
The Western imperialists
got it.
are pigs.
Yeah, cool.
Sounds legit to me.
Yeah. Car thief on LSD thought he was playing Grand Theft Auto as he led cops on chase, police say. It's a decent defense because old people will believe it.
Yeah.
Like, I told you video games.
Those dang video games.
At it again.
Russell,
you're free to go. Thank you for proving my point as a parent.
You can go. We'll be hauling in Mr. Rockstar.
Yeah.
Instead.
Yeah. They should send a, Rockstar has to send a rep every time to take the fall.
So explain to me again how you're not responsible for this.
Sir, I am simply an intern who gets coffee for the developers at Rockstar.
How many people could it take to make one of these video games?
Well, I guess you're right. Put me in jail. Ugh.
DUI suspect who mixed Xanax and booze tells deputies, Jesus drank wine, and so did I.
But did Jesus do Xanax?
He would have. Just like that pastor who's like, I mean, if Jesus was around today, he wouldn't be riding a donkey, he'd be flying in a private jet.
Yeah.
If Jesus was around today, he'd be drinking wine, but he'd be washing it down with some Xanax too. And they just didn't have it at the time.
It would be a great year. It would be a great bottle from, you know, France.
You only gotta buy one though.
Yeah, he can refill it.
Bloop. Yeah, good to go.
He refills it really easily. He was a magician. I believe it.
The great Jesus.
Hey everybody, it's me. And he doesn't need to travel by donkey or plane because he just...
Jesus and his 12 assistants. Let's bring out that bread. And then the bread just gets bigger.
Fish everywhere.
Bring out the Subway 6-inch sub and it turns into a party sub.
He never did Xanax.
No.
As far as we know.
He's all about clean living.
But like, he could have like smoked some poppy, right?
Yeah, maybe, I don't know, on accident.
Yeah, whoops.
Whoops.
Hey, well, this is making me feel pretty good. Why would my dad put this on Earth if he didn't want me to consume it?
Yeah.
My dad would never do something like that. He's a good guy.
Your dad's a good guy.
With a gun.
A good guy with a lightning bolt.
How about you?
Man caught masturbating tells cops he's Captain Kirk from Star Trek.
I knew it. This Star Trek show is corrupting the youth.
Yeah.
We gotta do something about it. That Captain Kirk is always on the deck of the Starship Enterprise, jerking off into Aurora's hair or whatever that girl's name is. What is it? Ahura?
Uhura.
Ahura. And then the guy from Reading Rainbow.
That was a different
And the guy who
Star Trek.
steals memes.
George Takei.
Yeah.
Ooh, my.
Oh my.
But yeah, the guy's not Captain Kirk. It didn't work.
But also, like, why was the excuse Captain Kirk from Star Trek? Is he a chronic masturbator?
I don't know. Seems like kind of a non sequitur. It's like I need to come up with a fake name right now. James Tiberius Kirk.
I need an insanity defense, and I need it now.
Well.
Anyways, that's it for our show, and once again, today's show was sponsored by ADT. Introducing ADT Go, the new family mobile safety app and service. Get ADT Go with 24/7 emergency response with any ADT security system. Go to ADT.com/podcast to learn more today. With 36-month monitoring, contract early termination, installation fees apply, certain markets excluded, license available at ADT.com. You're better at it than me.
It's yeah, it's rough. It really dries out the mouth. Makes me want to just steal a tank and drive it around Richmond.
If only I had a tank, chase down those water buffaloes.
Only I had a glass of water.
Please go subscribe to our new channel, Internet Today. It's youtube.com/internettoday.
And it's searchable now.
Internet Today TV. Also, there's a link in the description that will just take you right to it and allow you to subscribe. Watch our other episodes over here from this week, and soon we'll be making the jump over there, and that'll be it. So you have to go there right now. Go right now and subscribe and hit the bell. Do it right now. We're gonna hit 100,000 soon. You want to be involved? Do it.